Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Ka, HaKodash, double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone, who taught us truth, which rule well. Also, I want to Yakim, the precious word that cuts the four corners of this globe with the truth and sincerity, by Hashem, Ka, HaKodash. That's been a quick lesson to read, focus upon the 24th verse of Sirach, chapter 18, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 18. And to really, to meditate upon how Jake, majority of our people, they ain't really, showing forth the fear of Yahweh and Yahushua, man. Because they ain't meditating upon really the wrath that's prophesied to take place very soon upon the face of the earth, man. That's why Jake doing the things that they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Jake going as far as even, scoffing in the face of the prophets, man. Going as far as to, to just really complete, utterly disrespect the program of the Lord, man. What you think the Lord gonna, gonna do? Really, ain't no new thing under the sun, man, because this thing, this type of behavior definitely happened, at numerous times, man. Every time our people, as a nation, would get captured, and we serve, we would serve these nations, through oppression. Matter of fact, I'll just get the scriptures. This is First Ezra, chapter 1. Let's start at verse. Second. I'm gonna start at verse. I'll just start at verse 41. Nebuchadnezzar also took of the holy vessels of the Lord and carried them away and set them in his own temple at Babylon. But those things that are recorded of him and of his uncleanness and impurity are written in the chronicles of the king. And Joachim his son reigned in his stead. He was made king being 18 years old, and reigned but 3 months and 10 days in Jerusalem, and did evil before the Lord. So after a year, Nebuchadnezzar sent and caused him to be brought into Babylon with the holy vessels of the Lord. And man Zedekiah, king of Judea and Jerusalem, when he was 21 years old, and he reigned 11 years. And he did evil also in the sight of the Lord, and cared not for the words that were spoken unto him by the prophet Jeremiah, Jeremy, from the mouth of the Lord. And after that King Nebuchadnezzar had made him to swear by the name of the Lord, he forswore himself and rebelled and hardened his neck, and his heart he transgressed the laws of the Lord, power of Israel. The governors also of the people and of the priests did many things against the laws, and passed all the pollutions of all nations, and defiled the temple of the Lord, which was sanctified in Jerusalem. Nevertheless, the power of their father sent by a messenger to call them back, because he spared them in his tabernacle also. But they had his messengers, meaning the prophets, but they had his messengers in the written, and look, when the Lord spake unto them, they made a sport of his prophets. So forth, yeah. I mean, the same shit what you see to this day, man. You got people, that walk up and down. I'm saying some listen, some don't listen. Some debate, against the prophets. Some mock. Some hate. Some throw shit. They throw shit to brothers. I'm saying throwing eggs or trash or fucking piss at brothers and shit. They making sport. They mocking them. They doing fucking skits. Jokes and shit. Comedy skits. Imitating the prophets. They made a sport of his prophets. Verse 52. So far forth that he, being wroth with his people, for their great ungodliness, commanded the kings of the Chaldees to come up against them, man. That's why these other nations, came up against us, man. And completely tormented us, man. And when you understand, their ways of, that these Babylonians, I'm saying, would torture, man. When you go into the history, and how they would conquer their spoil and stuff like that, and what they would do, I'm saying, it's gruesome, man. It's gruesome. And the Lord, allowed it to happen. Allowed us to get overcome by our enemies, man. By these nations. Because of our disobedience, man. As a nation. Verse 53, who slew their young men with the sword, yea, even within the compass of their holy temple, and spared neither young man nor maid, old man nor child among them, for he delivered all into their hands. You see, the Lord didn't spare nobody, man. The Lord didn't spare not old man, young man, old woman, young woman, old maid, young maid, no child, no babies. The whole bunch, I'm saying, when his wrath is set, it's set, man. I'm reading it right now, man. This happened. It's getting ready to happen and take place in today's time. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing changed, man. But the Lord's gonna spare who? Only those who fear him, man. And which are serving him. That in Ezekiel chapter 9. Ezekiel 9 and 4. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that saw and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. That's the Lord commanding an angel to do this. You know, and how other men, I'm saying, being marked, I'm saying, upon their foreheads, I'm saying, through this word, man. Those that's taking heed to his message, those that's hearing this word and not bullshitting by it, man, and not showing their fucking eyes towards this word, man. Those that's fearing Yahweh Shemel Shah, and those that's doing his will, because that's taking serious, the words that's coming out the mouth of the prophets, man. Verse 5, and to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is a mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Yeah, man. I'm saying, it is what it is, man. Yahweh Shemel Shah is not going to spare nobody, man. And on top of that, he won't begin upon, those amongst the circumcision, so to speak, man. Those that's, claiming themselves to be leaders, teachers of the people, man. You're gonna start there, and on out towards the rest of the, to the average J that doesn't know anything, man. I'm saying, so we gotta fear Yahweh by Shem outside, hope in his mercy, man. Because his wrath is serious, man. The Lord is slow to listen to the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and plenteous in mercy. But there's another verse where pretty much, he's slow to anger, but when his wrath is set, it's gonna happen, man. But let's go back to the Sirach. Okay, it's fine. But this is Sirach chapter 18, verse 24. And think upon the wrath that shall be at the end, and the time of vengeance when he shall turn away his face. Always meditate upon that, man, to keep you in that fear. It's written right here, man. Hey, always think upon it, man. Think upon that, man. It's already written, and it will happen. It's going to happen. It's not no, maybe, Yahweh Shemel Shah not going, destroy it. No, he's going to do it, man. It's already written. It's already written. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen. So you got to always meditate upon that. So that, that you always, remain in fear. And know that you got to work out your salvation in fear and trembling. You got to do things pleasing to the Lord, man. So that you be delivered, Lord willing, and be saved. But man, that's pretty much the main points I want to bring out for the lesson. So I pray and hope that your brothers and sisters find satisfying until next time I say shalom.